All right. Well, welcome to the Brandon and Ryan Hour, everybody. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Ryan. And today we are continuing our review of Reacher Season 2, episodes 5 and 6. So 5 called,
Fantastic.
yeah, 5 called Burial, and 6 called something else that I don't remember.
New York's finest.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, I don't know. Like, do you really care if episodes have a title?
No. Like if they just called it episode 5 or episode 6, I'd be fine. It
Yeah,
does
I
not
don't
need a title.
understand. I don't understand the titles. I mean, I guess I get it, sort of,
Okay,
like chapter titles. But honestly, you could just say chapter 1, chapter 2. Like, that's just a chapter of a book. Like,
right. Exactly.
anyway, irregardless, we are going to talk about episodes 5 and 6 today.
Yep.
And spoilers to ensue.
No way, you
Uh,
don't say.
I do say. It is
Okay.
Monday, so typically we do a movie review, but we were unable to watch a movie this week. So we're just going to finish up Reacher this week, episodes 5 and 6 today. And then Thursday, we're going to do 7 and 8, do the season finale. Looking forward to it.
Woohoo!
I don't know why it was a well-timed woohoo. So, what were your thoughts on episode 5 there?
So it's been a little bit since I watched episode 5. I watched it shortly after our last review, so
Uh
I'm
huh.
not 100% sure what happened in this one. Um, Other than the shootout at the cemetery. So,
Okay.
if I
Yeah,
don't
that was the.
remember, it may just be a forgettable episode. Like, I don't remember not liking it,
Uh huh.
but I guess it just wasn't good enough to stand out in my mind.
Okay. Um. Yeah, the shootout. The That was at the end of the episode,
Okay.
wasn't it? Dang it! Now you got me confused. Why did you do this? Okay. All right. You totally confused me now. Hold on.
Okay, fantastic.
Let me look at this.
Yeah, so episode 4
Um.
ended with the fight with the
Yeah.
bikers where they killed all the bikers
Right.
and called the main security guy at the company. What is his name? The main bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so called him, told him that they killed all the bikers, and that the guy said, "I can give you anything you want. Just tell me what it is." And he said, "I want to throw you out of an airplane or helicopter, not airplane,
Helicopter. Yes.
helicopter."
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they ended the episode there. I don't really remember what'll happen in episode 5 though.
I'm having a hard time myself, which is really stupid. Anyway, um, this is where Neely and Dixon go to the manufacturing facility in Denver
Oh, okay, okay, yeah,
and to try to track down the 650 missiles or rockets or whatever.
yep.
Um, yeah, because they found out from that one guy. Was that this? No, I'm having a hard. Yeah, because they tracked down. Yeah. Because they found out from the political aid that there was two facilities, which shouldn't be hard to figure out.
Right.
Just a quick Google search should tell you that they have two locations,
You
and
would
should
think
have
so.
should have ratted them out as not being FBI agents. I mean, but the FBI is stupid, so maybe. Anyway, yeah. So they go to Denver to find the rockets, and the whole. I like the thing where she was like, "Yeah, if you just have a clipboard and act like you or pretend like you belong there, people will just do whatever." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that's pretty much sometimes what happens because most people don't get paid enough to care.
Right. And I liked whenever the guy walked out and he was talking about, we just had an inspection and nobody let me know about this one. And she said, yeah, that would defeat the entire purpose of a surprise inspection.
Yeah. Wouldn't be a surprise if we told you about it.
Right.
But then he was like, they were like, well, where's all this stuff at? What's the delivery? And he's like, 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, that sounds like bureaucratic bullcrap. Like, we already shipped it off, retards.
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny.
But like he said that and he just walked away.
Yeah,
like,
he's like
that actor was just, okay, I'm out of the scene now.
He's like, y'all are dumb. Bye. Gotta go back to work now.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't actually be how it would play out in person, like in real life. I don't feel like they'd be like, oh, it left 10 minutes ago, so I'm leaving. It was a very odd exit.
They're just like, okay, bye. And it seemed like you wouldn't just walk in and like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, she didn't ask for paperwork or identification, or neither did he, or anything. They're just like, oh, you got a clipboard. You're legit.
Yeah.
But in order to move things along, then we have the truck hijacking, which was kind of cool. I don't know why they... He promises not to kill people, and then he does it anyway.
When did he promise not to kill people?
He said he wasn't going to kill the driver.
Oh, yeah.
And then they immediately killed the driver.
Well, yeah, because he's a bad guy. You can't believe anything the bad guys say.
Yeah, I guess. And then he's like, afterwards, they were like, we had to kill the driver, though. And he's like, what are they going to do? Not take our money? Or not pay us?
Yeah.
Or whatever? It's like, I guess. Yeah, so they did the shootout thing, and then, okay, this was what didn't make sense, though. They have the shootout. They call the police. And then they're walking through the snowy forest.
Uh-huh.
How did they get back so quickly?
They walked real fast.
Okay.
Or hitchhiked, who knows?
The airport must have been real close to this shootout or something. I don't know. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then, like, the facility that they're at has got to have, like, facial recognition software. So you think they'd be able to track them two down and be like, why were you here? And then 20 minutes later, there was a shootout. Now there's a bunch of dead people on the side of the road.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Car that you suspicious, that you rented.
Well, she rented it under an alias, so.
Yeah, but
yeah, they'd still be able to tie back the car rental to her eventually.
Yeah. Okay, so then they get back. Yeah, then they have to. There was something else that happened. Reacher and the other guy were doing O'Donnell in the city.
Is this the episode? Yeah, I think this is the episode where they go to the house that the lady's staying at. And
no.
No,
the next one.
It's the next one.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the one where they talk to Reacher's brother's old coworkers, like in his treasury or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. Like that, or Homeland Security or something. I think it was Homeland Security.
Where they talk about AM, but didn't really get a whole bunch of information, just talking about how he's going to pay with bearer bonds or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where you get the conversation where he's telling him that that Reacher and his team's gonna get taken care of. Talking to AM.
Mm-hmm.
What was the guy's name again? Did we figure it out?
No, we did not figure it out.
Well, Langston.
Yep, that's what it was, Langston. You are correct. Good job.
So, yeah. So, all in all, it's just them putting some of the final pieces of the puzzle together about what they're stealing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think and this is where they start to get the on their buddy, the Swan,
Okay.
because Swan signed off on the shipment.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
is this also the one where they had the flashback where Swan gets ID'd
Yes.
by the guy who sold him a guitar?
Yep.
Okay. And then he
Yeah.
jumps in front of a bullet to save Reacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they immediately get ID'd, and then Reacher's like, "All right, I gotta kill you all now."
Yeah. But, like, who remembers... Well, one, if you're going to buy a guitar, why do you show up in your military uniform? And two, how did that guy know he was military police? Because he's like, when you showed up, you were in your military police uniform.
Because they were all military.
I don't... Were they?
Yeah.
I didn't think they were. I thought those were just drug dealers who had worked with people from the military.
Well, they're in a military town, so they probably know, and he's shady, and they're drug dealers, so they probably know what MPs look like.
Okay. But, like, who remembers something like that? Like, I sold you a guitar, and I remember what you were wearing.
I mean, that would be memorable if you rolled up somewhere and you're a drug dealer and a military police guy's buying your guitar and you're like, hope I don't smell like drugs.
Okay.
I don't know. Just
It just seemed like a
I'm
very
just making
odd
excuses for it.
coincidence for that guy to be able
But
to
I mean,
ID him.
if you were in the military and you were wearing your uniform and I don't know, you're just not
But
gonna
yeah, to
go
go-
home, change before you run errands.
All right.
Do you go home and change after work to run errands?
If I was wearing a work uniform, I would. I don't have to wear a work uniform. Like,
Why
if
would you
I'm...
have to-
If I gotta go shopping at, like, H-E-B or Kroger, and I work at, I don't know, Chick-fil-A, I'm not showing up shopping smelling like fried chicken.
Do people who work at Chick-fil-A smell like fried chicken?
Yes. Why would they not?
I don't know.
Okay.
Why would they? Are
Because
they taking a bath in it?
they're cooking and the stuff in the air, the particles in the air, settle on them.
That'd be gross.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I don't work fast food.
Yeah, okay. But
'Cause
if
I
you
don't wanna
didn't work fast food and you didn't smell like fried chicken, or if you didn't smell like gross Chick-fil-A fried chicken, why would you go home and change?
Because I'd want to put on normal clothes and not a work uniform to go out.
That's stupid. Nobody's going to do that.
I did that when I had to wear a work uniform 20-something years ago.
That was stupid and wasted time.
I don't care.
Okay.
Okay.
If you were wearing a suit to work and that was your work uniform, would you go home and change?
No, because the suit is completely different.
You only wear a suit to work. Are you going to go home and change?
No, I would
go
not.
to the store.
No,
Okay.
because a suit is still a suit. A suit doesn't indicate, hey, I work at whatever pharmacy.
What are you? You're picking some weird places of work.
What places have work uniforms, Brandon? Okay.
If you were a cop, would you go home and change before you stopped off at the store to get groceries?
Probably not.
Okay, then.
Okay. I see your point.
MP is a cop.
I see your point. Okay.
Thank you. Now, if you a cop who just got off shift and, you had, for whatever reason, you had an altercation and you had blood all over you, maybe go home and change.
Okay. All right. I see your point.
Anyway, I think we have deviated from the topic of conversation What are we talking about again? Oh, a TV show.
Yeah.
Um.
So yeah, I mean, all in all,
Uh.
that wasn't a bad episode. It just I don't feel like it was as memorable as the other
Well,
ones.
okay. So the funeral thing, right?
Uh huh.
So they go to their buddy's funeral, and Langston has a bright idea to hire two hitmen
Mm-hmm.
to shoot them in broad daylight in front of dozens, possibly 100 witnesses.
Yep.
That is the stupidest thing I have heard of.
But then
This
that's
guy's
how we find out.
ex-police.
Go ahead. What?
He's a former police officer,
Uh huh.
and these are professional hitmen. And they're like, yeah, it's a great idea. We'll
No,
do that.
they were not professional hitmen. That's the entire point. They were just criminals that he had in his back pocket that he could call on to do something shady. It
No,
sounded
they
like
said they were hitmen.
no, they were not, because he paid him like $500 to shoot at these guys.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he
Nobody's gonna
did.
No, he did not. Those guns cost more than $500.
Okay.
Who's gonna be like, oh yeah, pay me $250 up front, and then $250 after I shoot 4 people? That's not what happened. They didn't mention numbers.
I
And
thought
the
they
guy,
did.
no,
Okay.
because
alright. I didn't think they were professional hitmen. I thought they were just
No.
criminals that they were
No.
leaning on to do something.
no, because in episode 6 it talks about how um the cop talks about how no, not the cop. We'll get there. Anyway, the thing with Reacher and being on that cop, like every time Russo did anything, Reacher's like, "Why are you shady?
Yeah.
Like, this is all your fault." Blah blah blah. It's like he's giving a kid a toy. Doesn't mean he's trying to bang that kid's mom. Like, calm down, dude.
Well, he was just overly emotional because he was at a funeral for one of his friends.
Yeah, but it was like every time they had it in, like every time they had a scene together,
Uh huh.
like he was like accusing him of being on the take.
Yeah, because he didn't trust him. Because Reacher doesn't trust people.
Yeah, but for like seemingly no reasons. Like the giving the kid a toy thing at
Yeah.
a funeral where that kid's dad is dead, like seems pretty
Irrational?
well, yeah, like giving a kid a toy is benign at best.
Okay.
Like, but whatever. It was just a way to get more
More information
background
on
on Russo.
Right.
So, yeah. Oh, and I liked how like, so the 4 of them.
The 4 of them.
Okay, so there's 2 snipers shooting at the 4 of them, right?
Uh huh.
Nobody
And-
knows this. They just, but you hear somebody say active shooter.
Uh huh.
Everybody else runs away
Uh huh.
except them 4. They run towards the shooters, right?
Yeah.
Presumably, there were military people there.
Uh huh.
Nobody's got a real gun. Nobody else has real guns.
Apparently not.
And then they're behind the tombstones, and Reacher's like, "You two go after that one, and we'll go after this one, and we'll flank them." And then they proceeded to go out from the tombstones and all walk forward. That's
Yep.
not how you flank someone.
Okay.
You don't just all 4 walk
Go with the
directly at
same-
the other 2.
Yeah.
I get the 2 of you shoot that guy and we'll shoot this guy.
Uh huh. But flanking implies moving to the sides.
Yes,
Yeah.
and yeah. But anyway, we're gonna pretend the audience is dumb on that one. Then they chase that guy down.
They kill one of them. One gets in a car, and then Russo shows up, and he's like, "Hey, let's follow him." And Reacher wrecks the car to stop him.
It was funny when he was like, "Do you want to drive?" And then he was like, "Yes, I do. Let me just stick my big old foot over there, hit the accelerator, and take the wheel from you."
Yeah.
And what did he say? He's like, "I thought we were in a high-speed chase."
Yeah.
And then like he's like choking the guy out, and he's like, "Blink if you want to comply." And as soon as he says that, he's blinked, but Reacher's like, "I'm just gonna squeeze you a little bit more because I just like killing people sometimes." And then he's sitting there like,
yeah.
Finally lets him go, and then he spills all the beans, and he says that Swan hired him, and that he would, I guess, take them to where he was supposed to pick up the other half of the money. Another thing didn't make sense with that. If I hire you to kill people, and they don't die, I'm not paying you the other half of the money.
Right.
So why would they be there in the first place?
I don't know.
And then they're just all standing outside.
No, because he called. He called and said that it was done, that he'd killed them.
You'd think that wouldn't be difficult to verify.
You would think so, but he said, "Hey, they're dead." So he was going on the assumption that he was gonna go get paid.
Right, but then like they're all standing outside the building.
And
then it blows up, and that's the end of episode. Then we go to the next episode, New York's Finest, which it seemed like a short episode because everything was moving really quick. And I guess it was. It's only 45 minutes.
I mean, it did move quick. I didn't feel like there was a whole lot of downtime in this one.
No. It revealed a lot. A lot of action in it, too, I guess. Well, towards the end, anyway.
Yeah.
So, episode 6 is when they're tracking down the lady, whose name I can't remember now.
The lady and her kid.
Burns.
Yeah.
Marlo Burns.
Yep.
The lady with a duffel bag full of money in her house. So they track her down using the gamer tag stuff like I thought they would. It was funny though. They went back to her house and they're just kind of like hanging out.
I mean, she's not using it.
Right. Just okay. What else?
So yeah, they track her down, go have the conversation with her, and terrorize that guy who took her in.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like a college friend.
Yeah.
Or something. And
like she told him that she was there because she got in a fight with her boyfriend or broke up with her boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
And they just terrorize that guy. And he's like, "Hey, you can't stay here anymore."
Yeah. Get an effing hotel. Or something like that. Pretty funny. I don't know. Yeah. If Reacher showed up at my house and tried to, I wouldn't have fell for the bottle thing though, because I know that's not an actual suppressor for a pistol. I would have been like, all right, go for it. Everybody's gonna hear you. But he is a pretty large, intimidating guy.
This is true.
What else? Okay, so this is where Russo goes and talks to his boss.
Yeah.
To find out that his boss is the one who's been given information to Langston. So I had been saying in the previous shows that we did that I was thinking that O'Donnell was dirty. I'm starting to think maybe less likely that he's dirty, but I still think maybe.
I still don't. I haven't seen anything that would convince me of that, but okay.
with the revelation about Swan helping Burns and O'Donnell, or not O'Donnell, but Russo's boss being on the take. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe O'Donnell's on the up and up. Maybe. Still think there may be like a small chance that he's in on it.
Okay.
Involved in some way. I don't know. Maybe not. I could be wrong. You never know. Until the last episode. What else?
But yeah, so they track down that lady, convince her that they need her help to get to Langston. Set the trap for him, drop her kid off with Russo.
Yeah. She's the one that said that Langston threatened her, and that's where the duffel bag full of money came from.
Right.
And that she had hired Swan because the security guys were all
former cops and all.
Yeah.
Buddy.
It was all incestuous. That's what she said.
Yeah.
And that's when he threatened her. He told her that he had thugs and a biker gang and hitmen that he had all, helped out along the way to get him in his back pocket or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And like every time she said one of them, like Reacher was like, killed them, they're dead. Something like that.
Yeah.
Didn't he? Did
yeah,
they?
I think so.
It was pretty funny.
So they drop the kid off with Russo, and he's like, I can't stay here because my boss is dirty, but I'll watch the kid, and we're getting out of town. And then they go to leave. He starts getting followed, while Reacher and gang and the mom are setting up the sting for Langston.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So presumably, though, their car, because like Russo's leaving, and they drop the kid off.
Uh-huh.
They leave. Russo leaves.
Right.
And as soon as they're leaving, that's when they start getting shot at. It didn't seem like there was a lot of time between when they dropped the kid off and when Russo left.
I don't know. There could have been, 10, 15 minutes, because he doesn't walk directly to the car.
I guess. Guess they didn't really say. Okay, so yeah. So Reacher and the gang go to confront Langston and kill him, or try to. Like right after they get there.
Yeah.
Is when Russo gets in trouble and he calls them. And then
like right whenever Langston shows up, and Reacher answers his phone in view of the mom, who's bait. And then she's like, hey, what's going on? And ruins the entire plan.
Plan was ruined because they were going to leave anyway to go help Russo out, because the main goal was that the kid not get hurt.
Right. But you wait a minute, and
the daughter and Russo are dead.
I don't know if that's 100% true, but okay.
I mean, you saw the episode. You saw exactly what happened. They showed up just in the nick of time. Almost.
No, almost in the nick of time.
What was I going to say?
But it would also, if they would have waited a minute, they would have been able to dispatch all those guys immediately.
If they would have parked closer.
Well, they hadn't stopped yet until she started freaking out.
No, if they wouldn't have gone to the back of the...
okay.
Who stands in the middle of a junkyard or whatever that
Train
was?
yard. but sure.
Who just stands there in the middle of nothing in the rain and is like, I'm just gonna stand here, wait for somebody to show up.
Yeah, but I'm just
Get
saying,
rained on.
having to fight and escape added like 5 minutes. So if they would have waited a minute, they could have dispatched of all those guys, then gotten there, and been more in time to save everyone.
So, or not Russo, but Reacher did most of the dispatching. They just had to get in the car and leave.
Right, but it took them like 3 minutes to run around before Neely showed up in her car.
Nah.
Yes, they were running around trying to avoid them.
I guess, yeah, for a second there.
So if the mom hadn't screwed up, or if Reacher had started...
Well, they weren't going to kill him right away because they wanted to get information about Swan and AM and the money and the bombs and all that stuff. So.
They could have killed everybody except Langston, and then Reacher could have tortured him while everybody else left. I'm just saying, it would have taken like a minute.
They could have done the whole helicopter thing.
Yeah. That would have taken like a minute, maybe two, instead of running around trying to escape for 3 or 4 minutes.
Maybe. I guess.
But that's not how the show played out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain about it because it was fun watching Reacher surprise all of those guys.
Those guys are stupid. That's the only thing that, like, if I'm one of those guys, I'm not going looking for that guy.
Yeah, like
stay by the car and wait for him to show up and then shoot him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go walking around in dark buses.
Right, or if you hear somebody like hear a struggle and then it stops, I'm not going over there where I know that there's a 6'5" guy.
Yeah. I'm gonna be like, hey Joe, are you dead?
And if Joe doesn't
respond, he's dead.
Right.
So then you're like, okay, Reacher is on that side of me, going to slowly back up with my gun pointed in this direction.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But they all made it easy. And like that, the second guy who walked on the train goes up to the dead body and he's like, well, he's dead. Like, he goes and checks him and then gets killed. Like, you see a dead body, don't walk towards it.
Checking these guys, because they're not, like, they're good guys. So, like, why are they checking their bad, like, their buddy who's another bad guy? Like, they're only in this for the... Anyway, stupid. Some of that stuff kind of bothers me, the way they, like... I guess, like... just easy writing. It's like, oh, we'll just have them walk through an abandoned bus station and have a fight out, and this guy will just walk onto the train and get, Reacher will beat the crap out of him and choke him to death with the bar in the bus or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just kind of cheap and lazy, I guess. I don't know.
I didn't mind it all that much. Because you could do something
more fun.
Yeah, I didn't mind it all that much because it also showed that Reacher isn't just brute strength. He also plans and is a little cunning. Because like the third guy, instead of waiting for him on the bus, he switched his position and hid under the other bus so he could grab that guy and drag him.
Yeah, which was hilarious. Kind of like your worst nightmare kind of thing.
Yeah.
What's under the bus? It's Reacher. You're gonna die. But they also, like, make it too easy for him, too. Like, all of his fights are too easy.
Okay.
There's never a struggle. Or, like...
Well, you gotta save that for the big bad guy. You can't let
Who's a, like, 60-year-old man?
Yeah, he's got experience on his side.
Okay, sure. Langston has experience on his side. He's going to take out a 280-pound, 6'6" guy.
6'5", but okay.
Whatever. Anyway, so he dispatches of those guys. Langston has a chopper show up to shoot at Reacher so that he can escape, which was well timed. Um, and then
Then it cuts
what
back to
happened?
the car chase with Russo and the kid.
Yeah. So they're getting shot at because they got stuck under some bridge or something,
Mm-hmm.
and he told the kid to run.
Yeah.
I don't know. That seems kind of dumb. Uh, and then Russo like gets out from behind the car,
Right,
and,
because
like charges them.
he was being a target, so that they'd target him so the kid could get away. Like that was he was
It
being
didn't seem
valiant and
the kid.
selfless.
Yeah, but it didn't seem like the kid would have enough time because the kid's not that fast.
Yeah,
It's not you. She's not
and
Usain Bolt.
she stopped. He said, "Keep running, don't stop, and don't look back." And she
She gets
ran 20 feet,
she
stopped,
gets
and looked
into the
back.
alley and stops.
Yeah, did exactly what he told her not to do.
Yeah, well, she's a stupid kid. That's why he shouldn't have did what he did because it didn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
but he was being heroic. He was being valiant. So
Yeah. So he takes out a couple of them though, and then gets shot in the process.
uh-huh.
And then they show up.
And
Neely and them show up.
run
Like,
over the last guy who's about to shoot the kid
which
because he
you
hesitated.
totally saw it coming.
Yeah, like he hesitated. And he was like, "I'm sorry, kid." Bam, gets hit.
Yeah, like that's good. I like that ending. Good. I like that. Just plow into him with the car. That
Yeah.
kid won't be traumatized or nothing.
She's gonna need a lot of therapy.
She's gonna need lots of therapy. They're gonna need that duffel bag full of cash for her therapy.
Oh yeah.
So, Russo gets shot, and it looked like to me like he got shot in the shoulder.
Uh-huh.
But then when Neely is holding his hand, which was, I guess, out of character because she doesn't touch people.
Yeah, it was character development.
Yeah, because it shows she actually cares about people, which we already knew.
Right.
And her thing about not wanting to touch people was kind of weird anyway. But whatever.
I mean, there's people who don't like to touch other people for
Yeah,
different
but,
reasons
like,
or whatever.
Handshake, fist bump, high five, like that seems innocuous. Like that always. It's like, oh, I don't do that. Okay, you're a weirdo, and I don't talk to you then. Hi. Okay.
Okay.
You're not gonna shake my hand, then. I don't know if we're gonna have a lot to talk about. So I mean, he died, right? It's
Yes,
kind of hard to
He's
tell.
100% dead.
That was one thing about the episode that I didn't like is that it's really dark in some scenes when Reacher's fighting.
Okay.
And I was like, I can kind of tell what's going on, but it's pretty dark.
Yeah, because a lot of stuff's happening at night.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you can make it a little bit brighter, and I'll still believe it's the nighttime.
Okay. Fair point.
They made it raining, but it probably wasn't really raining that day. Anyway. I don't know why they killed him, though. The only thing is, like, I mean, it looked like he was dead.
Yeah, he's 100%
Maybe
dead.
not.
Nope, he's dead.
Maybe he's just mostly dead. Maybe he's not all dead.
Nope, I don't think we're seeing a Princess Bride thing going on here. Pretty sure he's fully dead.
But to believe is a good reason to not die. No?
Yeah.
Maybe true love? No?
Anyway,
But he can't be dead because I really wanted to watch him beat the crap out of Reacher.
there was no way he was taking Reacher in a fight. No
I mean,
way.
he's a strong, tough
Reacher's
Brooklyn
got
street guy.
right, but Reacher's got
Experience, man. You said it yourself. Experience.
right, but Reacher's got what 5-6 inches on him, and 60 pounds of muscle.
Maybe. But he's a street tough Brooklyn cop, man. He's been fighting since he was, 2 years old. He can
Yeah.
take Reacher.
He's from New York. He's not from Texas.
He said Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's still New York.
Okay. It's not okay. It is, but it ain't. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's
That's
not
the whole
like
thing. Like they all fight. They're all just
right. It's not like he's going up against a Texas Ranger who's got equal amount of experience. That would be
I'd
more of a
rather go
lethal
up
fight.
with a Texas Ranger than somebody who does street fighting. Yeah,
No,
they're not Walker. They're not all Walker Texas Rangers.
sure they are.
No, they're not.
Anyway,
Like I like looking at Russo. Like you're like, okay, this guy's been in street fights. Like he's been in brawls. He can handle himself. Like
Yeah.
I look at some of them Texas Rangers, and I'm like, where does he get his nails done?
okay.
Like, I mean, am I wrong?
Yes.
Do some of them look like pretty boys?
I don't know which ones you're talking about, so I don't know.
Texas Rangers. You're talking about like actual tech police, not the baseball
Yes,
team, right?
correct.
Okay.
Why would I be talking about the baseball team? That doesn't make any sense.
Because you're retarded.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
there's no way I'd put money on Russo on a fight between him and Reacher.
Now we'll never find out because for some reason they killed him.
Yeah, to add emotional weight to the show, because we liked Russo was growing on everyone. And him and
I
Reacher
mean,
were forming an
What do you mean
unlikely...
growing on everyone.
Like, him and Reacher had settled their differences. They were still being machismo back and forth, but Reacher had respect for him now. So now
Yeah,
there's
but-
just another person that got killed by this plot that he's got to avenge.
I guess, but like Russo, like the only person who Russo had to grow on was Reacher. Everybody else thought he was fine.
Okay.
I never had a problem with Russo from the beginning.
Well, the show's
Because-
called Reacher, so it's not about you. It's about the main character.
Right? You said everyone is growing. You know.
Well,
everyone's starting
fine.
to- okay. Like he's not. He didn't have to grow on the audience per se, because I don't think the audience.
Well, I
had
mean,
a
he
problem
was
with him.
he was introduced originally being kind of shady, and there was the back and forth. But then you're convinced by the end, especially seeing him deal with both the kids, that he is actually a good guy. He actually wants to do what's right and make a difference. So I do feel like he would have grown on people from being kind of a shady, unknown character.
Yeah, like the characters that they introduce, you're like, you can tell. It's like, you know who's the bad guy, who are bad guys, and who are good guys.
Are you sure? Even
Yes.
though you have concerns about O'Donnell?
Yes,
Okay.
I like. I'm gonna like. I want to go watch the last 2 episodes and be like, I told you, because I'm still. It's okay. Before these last 2 episodes, I was like 70% sure O'Donnell was in on it. Now I'm like 50 to 40% sure he's involved in some way, because. Do you want my conspiracy theory?
No.
Okay. Here's why. Because out of everyone from Reacher's team, Reacher seems to have everybody figured out, right? He always has everybody figured out. But O'Donnell is the one who has changed more than anyone else, and his character is completely different.
Right, because he met a good woman who he married and started a family with. He's got
Hey.
2.5 kids.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, he matured, he grew up, he stopped doing what he
You
was
can
doing
have
before.
kids and be a bad guy.
Okay, I don't think O'Donnell's a bad guy, so
I'm just saying.
I
And-
don't think your defense or your accusation
here's the
holds
thing.
water.
Like his excuse, like when they went to like tell his wife and kids to get out of town, Reacher was like, she's really calm in stressful situations.
Uh-huh.
What if she already knew this was going to happen, or potentially could happen, because he's doing some shady stuff?
I don't buy it.
But it's the one thing, like Swan. He's like, nope, Swan's a good guy. Swan's a good guy. Swan's a good guy. But every time, like Reacher's like, this isn't like you. This isn't like you. That's weird. You've never been like this. You were a womanizer. But like everything with Neely and Dixon, like he's like on board with everything they're doing. Like he knows. He's like, yep, that's right. That suits you. That makes sense. But O'Donnell is the one that he's like keeps questioning, right?
He doesn't keep questioning him. He's just surprised by his growth.
Right. But he's question. There's been that growth question has come up several times, right?
Yeah, because he's changed because he found a good woman.
And Reacher wants to know why. That's why he's questioning him about it, because it's out of character. Right?
People can grow and change.
Right. But Reacher, being the intelligent man he is, and not wanting to assume because assumptions kill, he wants to know why, and he needs reasons, and he was trying to line up all this evidence to make sure that everything is on the up and up before he makes a conclusion, right?
I don't feel like that's what he's doing with O'Donnell, but sure.
He's got all this hard evidence that makes Swan look dirty, but he's like, nope, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Right, because Swan saved his life one time, and he feels like he can't be a bad guy.
Exactly. But he's like, even though he's got all this evidence, but he's still asking questions. Same thing did with O'Donnell. It's the only reason. I'm not saying it's 100% sure that O'Donnell did it.
Anyway.
Or is in on it. I'm just saying suspicious.
Okay.
We'll find out. We got, 2 more episodes to watch?
Yep.
The man goes through. And Flyboy.
Okay.
Wonder who gets thrown out of a helicopter. Oh, do you think O'Donnell gets thrown out the helicopter by Reacher?
No.
It was really weird too when Dixon was like, "If you want me to, I'll kill Swan when the time comes to it."
Right, because she was trying to be considerate of his relationship with Swan.
Yeah. But it was funny. Like, she's like, I know you like Swan a lot, and he saved your life, so I'll kill him for you when the time comes.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, thanks. That makes me feel so much better.
Yeah. But no, I'm enjoying it so far, so I'm looking forward to the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, it should be good. I'm excited. Oh, and they did the one thing. They showed that little altercation that he had with his commander.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about their last case together.
Yep.
And so it's kind of interesting to see there. To see how that resolved itself too, and what happened for their last case together. Anyway, okay. Well, I guess that is...
Yeah, so we'll be finishing up this series on Thursday this week. So if you guys aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button so you get notifications when we go live.
Subscribe, like, follow us on Twitter. Be cool. Be cool, bros.
Yeah, that's what all the cool kids are doing.
All right. You can follow us at BRH Reviews on X. Eye roll. And with that, we'll see you guys later.